So we do find a lot of properties on the MLS. I think the MLS is actually overlooked because everybody thinks they want to off market. I promise you, if I want somebody to open an email, if I type the words off market, it will be opened every time. So we do find a lot on the MLS, but then also like once you create a name for yourself and people know you as as an investor, an investor real estate agent, at this point, people just I get deals sent to me like every single day. Somebody sends me something because they know that 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have a buyer for it.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today we're joined by Gina Shumway, a real estate team owner with Titan Group in Chattanooga who brings a true investor-first perspective to the business. Gina got her start as an investor focusing on BRRRR strategies and flips, and later obtained her real estate license to better serve investors and gain more control over deals. Since then, she's grown into a team leader, combining hands-on investing experience with real estate sales to help clients and investors identify opportunities, scale, and avoid costly mistakes. Welcome to the show, Gina.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Great to meet you. And I'd like to start off at the top asking you about your first deals as an investor. I know that's how you got started. What were those first deals like?
So I got started with the BRRRR method. Originally, I was a nurse practitioner, and during COVID, my hours got cut. So I actually started working with my hands and remodeling my home. I actually built this entire bookshelf, bookcase, and everything that's behind me for the people who can see. And while I was doing that, I was listening to podcasts because I had every intention of flipping with my own hands. And then I realized via different podcasts, such as this one, that that was not the best way to go about it. So I learned everything I could about the BRRRR method. I read David Green's book, the the BRRRR method, and a few others. And so I found a really good real estate agent in the area who actually ended up becoming my team partner and is now an agent on my team. Um, and I bought multiple BRRRRs. I successfully was able to get my entire capital back and redo it. So I was able to kind of scale a little bit faster. And then I went into flips because I had a bird that went south, for the best way to put it. And so I decided to flip it in order to get my money back. And kind of got I ended up getting my real estate license, and that kind of took over for a little while. So then I started buying multifamily. And most recently, I actually, for lack of better words, I bird a quadruplex.
Wow.
That was
So
my most
big
recent.
fan of BRRRR and flipping as well. And I
Mhm.
know certainly what it's like to have a difficult deal and just kind of throw your hands up in the air and say, I'm going to pivot. Walk us through, if you can, what that deal was like, the one that made you look at the first flip.
So it became a flip that went wrong. But what happened was, and I really and truly, I got overly confident. I had, when you're able to, identify a property, purchase the property. and then get your money back. I had finished one successfully and I was like, man, this is great. And I wanted my next one. And I basically grabbed the first opportunity that came to me. And I forced it, which is why I always tell people, like all of my clients, and we all know this, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And so I bought a property. I got the inspection report, but there were some things on there that I didn't realize were as extensive as they really were. I didn't do proper due diligence. And so, and I also used a contractor that I hadn't used before. And so it was a series of unfortunate events where there ended up being a lot of unknown hidden costs where I realized I was going to leave a lot of money in the deal. So I decided to flip it and try to get my money back. Um, and ended up finding out that there were other like issues that the contractor had not addressed, and in order to fix them, the entire flooring would have had to been pulled up and just a whole bunch of stuff. And so, I actually lost money in that deal. That was my first time. That's my only time.
Now, when we're doing flips, one of the things that I think a lot of people are concerned about is, if they don't come from a background of swinging a hammer, if they're not a carpenter or a handyman themselves, and they haven't grown up around the business, then it's a little tough to know exactly what the scope of work is. Can you trust the estimates and so forth, right?
Yeah, yeah. Are you asking like what did I do?
Yeah, I mean, in these situations, how are you able to identify, what the rehab cost is going to be? And then when you're working with contractors, how do you handle that relationship?
So I interviewed a lot. I also looked for references. I really think doing your due diligence up front will save you so much money. I found somebody who I asked to basically be like a mentor, like a real estate mentor to me, and asked for some of her contacts. And then I also interviewed multiple contractors, and then I asked for references and I called those references. I didn't just get the references and keep moving forward. I actually called and asked people about their experience working with that contractor. Timelines were very important. And then, I would take the inspection report, and this is where I failed, is I actually took the inspection report and brought it to people who'd been doing it for a long time and just said, "Will you look at this with me? What do you see?" My real estate agent also would go through things with me, but my real estate agent was not an investor, and even though I just wanted, like, an extra set of eyes, and so I brought that to somebody else and just said, "What do you think about this?" And kind of got the green light until I felt comfortable doing it myself. At this point, I've seen and done and helped people transact with over 200 deals. So I can tell you, I can spit out rehab numbers off the top of my head. But that back then I couldn't. So I had to rely on the expertise of others. And I'll also say I tried to add value. Like I didn't just ask everybody, hey, 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 can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Usually, it's this life is very much about, I don't want to say give and take, but like if you provide value or, try to help others succeed in whatever their goals are, then they're more than willing to help you succeed in
Yeah.
yours.
Give first and then, you might receive in return, right? Be a go giver. Now, with your team in Chattanooga, how much of your business is working with investors versus working with folks looking for their homestead?
So, my team specializes in real estate investments. So, I would say I know the ratio of primary home versus investors we do about 70% of our business are actually real estate investors. And of that 70%, probably 75 are out of state investors. So the majority of my business actually comes from California, New York, New Jersey, and believe it or not, Florida. I have a ton of clients from Florida.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Now, without giving away all the gold, when you or your team are looking for properties for out-of-state investors, where are you sourcing these properties from? Are you on the MLS? And then also, too, what's that communication like when you're presenting a potential deal to an investor?
We've created all of that very seamless, which is what I love and what I think really where I offer value to my clients. So we do find a lot of properties on the MLS. I think the MLS is actually overlooked because everybody thinks they want to off market. I promise you, if I want somebody to open an email, if I type the words off market, it will be opened every time. So we do find a lot on the MLS, but then also like once you create a name for yourself and people know you as as an investor, an investor real estate agent, at this point, people just, I get deals sent to me like every single day. Somebody sends me something because they know that 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have a buyer for it. If it's priced appropriately, I will have a buyer for it, like hands down. So I get a lot of off market deals before they even hit the MLS because agents don't want to have to go through the work of having to do the listing and do all of that. So if they get something and they just immediately send it to me, they know that, they're going to make a commission off of literally talking to me. And
Yeah.
so, I get wholesales. I've done some creative financing. I don't like to highlight that a lot because I think there's pros and cons to creative financing, and that's still also not super well known and popular here. And then as far as that goes, when I present something to a client, most of our clients, like I said, are, out of state and they don't fly here until some of them don't. Some of them, I don't even know. I like to joke that I couldn't pick them out of a lineup because I have no idea. Some of them I don't even do, they don't even do a Google Meet. It's literally just phone call based and texting. I do require an actual phone call though before I'll work with them because spams are real. But um so literally we go see the property. Myself and my agents, I train all of my agents in the same way. So whether you're working with me or working with one of my agents, it's the same because I hold a standard and expectation. But we go there, we take videos and pictures of the property. We take a full circle video of the neighboring homes because I think that's one thing that a lot of people forget is that eyesores affect resale, they affect, appraisal, they affect, flip, all of that stuff. And then we go in and we look at real estate through a different lens, right? So whereas somebody walks through the door of a home in primary and they want to say, oh, this granite countertop is so beautiful. Oh, look at the color of the paint. This is wonderful. I love this little detail. Instead, I'm going through and I'm opening up the cabinet doors underneath the sink to look and see if there's leaks, or I'm looking at the HVAC. I'm looking at the main components, the ones that are your large, capital expenditures. What is the roof? What is the HVAC? What is the water heater? What about the foundation? Are the floors wavy? Are there cracked? All of those things I look for as an agent because I'm trying to avoid pitfalls that, my client may or may not have.
Right.
We document all of that and then we put it in an email. And then in that email, we also include what we think the rehab costs are going to be. We show them what the property taxes are going to be, what we estimate the rents are going to be, that we pull from various platforms, and then we kind of send all of that in a pretty wrapped package with a bow and just send it to the client and let them know what it is. And then if they're interested, then that's when we, go further. And then in the due diligence phase, after we're actually under contract, because if it's tenant occupied already, We can't see it until it's under contract. But during that due diligence phase, that's when we actually get a contractor in during inspection and get estimates for our clients.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Now, once someone transacts, they close, they purchase a property, how are they managing it if they're out of state? I'm assuming some type of property manager. And, what's your role in making that connection?
Correct. I like to tell everybody that we're a one-stop shop. We don't have all of these people in-house. I don't actually employ the property managers, but I have a business relationship with basically any type of service provider that you can think of within the real estate investment world. As I said before, I'm an investor, so I have relationships with property managers. Some of my properties are managed by a third party. And then so I make the connections for all of those. So, oh, you need a property manager? This one and this one are really great. You need insurance providers? This one and this one are really great. Lenders, whether it be a conventional DSCR loan, hard money loan, commercial, all of those, we have those connections. So that way, if somebody works with me and my team, you don't have to invent the wheel because it's already there for you.
Bonus question here for you, Gina. What I like to do when I'm talking with guests in niche markets of the country is ask them if they have any areas in their market that they're particularly interested in or bullish on or think are up and coming. So if someone is looking to invest in the greater Chattanooga market, are there any areas of Chattanooga or even streets that you might have them take a look at?
Super love that question. So, Cleveland, Tennessee is in the greater Chattanooga area. It's northeast. It's about halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. Funny enough, I actually live here. But I have years ago, I used to tell people when we would do like a consult call, I would say, are you open to any of the greater Chattanooga area, specifically Cleveland? And then also I like Saudi Daisy. Saudi Daisy is great. Hickson is great, which Hickson is still kind of closer to that Chattanooga area. Um, and people would either tell me yes or no, and then if they would, I would look into those areas because they're not as well sought after. Chattanooga used to be a hidden gem, and it's very much a discovered gem at this point. It's still very well positioned for investors comparatively to other markets. But what's funny is I'd say over the last year or so, um, I would say at least one in every 5 phone calls that I've had, someone has said, "Do you know anything about Cleveland?" Because people are starting to look in that area. So I'm very bullish in it. I own real estate in it, and it rents phenomenally.
Okay. All right. We are coming up on time here, Gina. Any new projects that you're working on? And then as well, what's the best way for folks to reach out to your team?
So new projects. I purchased a flip in February. I'm finally decided to get my foot in the door again. I was just doing multifamily and I actually bought some turnkey. So I bought a flip. People can follow how that's going. I'm not doing it myself. I am obviously leveraging a contractor who I have a great relationship with. They can find me on Instagram. My handle is Gina.Shumway, Shumway. You can also follow my team on Facebook. It's Titan Group at Keller Williams Greater Chattanooga. And our website is www.titangroupchat with 2 T's like Chattanooga, titangroupchat.com.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.